Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so Sagittarians, this week, I suddenly changed up the backdrop. I just was tired of the one that I was using earlier in the week, and I usually only change it on Monday. So it was unusual for me. So I'm just going to keep that in mind. Maybe this is a week of change, or maybe this is going to be the inspiration for this storytelling is big change. We got a 10 of cups, we got a 5 of cups. I will say the videos that I have had so far, the stories that I've told today have been beautiful, and this is kind of starting out the same way. We got a beautiful 10 of cups, even though there's been a 5 of cups as well. This is like the happiness is cut in half if one person, turns away from the union, but it also works in the opposite direction, right? And there are moments where a character might be reflecting and saying, the only reason I don't have this happiness is because instead of turning my face toward the beautiful, sunshine and rainbows and standing shoulder to shoulder with the people I love most, what the heck am I doing out here staring at the murky, sad river? What am I doing here? We have an 8 of cups. We have a page of swords. Somebody needed to recalibrate. Now, they could be a water sign. We got a lot of water and we got some air in here, but we got absolutely nothing here for Sag. So I would look at this as we're describing a character who's having that coming to Jesus moment. They're realizing I walked away from what could have been my 10 of cups to go say, well, I've got to go alone. I've got to be the lone wolf. I should be sad. I should be alone. And it's just now clicking. Why did I do this? That page of swords, they are just now gathering the information that life was better when they were together, maybe with Sag. Life was better when they were standing beside the people that they cared about. Life was better before they did this lone wolf act. Okay, that's a big change in them for them to have that. They're learning this, they're reflecting, they're gathering the information, and they're comparing and contrasting. And it's like, but I had it all, and then I walked away. Why would I have done that? Tower and Wheel of Fortune. Well, let me tell you, this person, I get this vibe right now of somebody who had, like, I don't know if they met Sag at some point in time and Sag invited them into their world. Maybe they were just traveling because this person does have a knapsack on, and here they look like a traveler. And they were like, oh no, I'm only in town for 2 months. Maybe they work and they travel a lot. But they meet Sag, they have great times with Sag. Sag invites him into their group of friends, into the group of family. Sag could have children, grandkids, whatever. They go to the family reunion, the family picnic, and it's absolutely lovely. And they had the option of saying, well, maybe instead of, traveling for my job, maybe I'd like to set up shop here and stay put because I just found a reason to stay. Instead, this person was like, no, I guess this is what I do. I move on. And I think from the moment that they walked away, it's like the sunshine just left their life. I feel like maybe this person never really realized how good it felt to be surrounded by not just Sag, but like whatever the group energy is. I feel like this person felt like they were home, but then what they were so primed for is, yes, but I don't have one zip code. I don't have a home. I travel. I go back out wherever my job takes me and I leave. I mean, that's what I do. I'm the traveler, the adventurer. I always end up leaving again. And I think this time, because this could have been a big chunk of their life, they've operated this way. I think this time it clicked for them. Why did I have to leave? Why did I say I had to leave? I mean, I know that's what my job was, or I realize that that's what I've been primed for, but why? Who said I have to do that? Why can't I change that? I don't know why, but I get this vibe of somebody who does, like, I don't know if they're in the medical industry or something, but or if they, I mean, were like a scout for like movie sets, or if they, were continuously, maybe they were just kind of somebody who drifted. Maybe that was it. But why do I have to leave? That's the question that they've started to pose in their mind. Wait a minute, I didn't have to walk away from that beautiful life. I just have been so used to it. I've been so used to always being around for a little while and then I move on again. So I feel like there was a reason that they would always move on. That's why I'm thinking it was career oriented or something. Um, I'm picturing long haul truck driver also, but they're thinking in their head now, because I think they live in that moment. They had this happiness and then they moved on from it, and they're realizing with that Page of Swords card, there's no reason that I would have to move on. Nobody set the rules that that's how it had to go. I can change anything. I can stop moving on. I could stay right there. I could go back and have that beautiful 10 of cups. That could be my everyday life. I could get a job locally where Sag is. I could do all that. They're having a big change in their mindset, which is awesome. The Emperor and the Hermit, talk about a change, right? They're going and thinking in their mindset, either I can stay the Hermit's journey, I travel silently and alone, or I can become the Emperor who wants a very serious connection. This is the difference between them being like married and putting up, their long-term plans of this is the empire I'm going to build and I'm going to build it with my Sag, or my God, I could be this lonely wanderer who's always seeking what? Like, what is it that I'm seeking that I haven't already found? I'm having an epiphany right now that happiness for me was actually when I was around Sag and around this warm group. Happiness is no longer out there to be, mulled over. I mean, if they thought that there was something about like traveling and wandering and being alone, being aloof, and this made them like, kind of a wise sage, I think they're realizing that's a little goofy. That's a little goofy to think that I should always be out wandering seeking truth when I've already found it. How wise is it to have found something that is a fully functional 10 of cups and then walk away from it? Is that what a wise man or wise woman would do? Probably not. Instead, you would cherish that amazingness that you discovered, and you would build on it and build from it and let it nurture you, and you would nurture it and you would protect it. That is usually what makes a character go out into the world and seek things, right? We seek answers, we seek enlightenment, we seek things that are going to help us to grow. But what do you do when you found something that actually made you happy, and when you're away from it, you feel less happy, less healthy, you feel a big, huge deficit in your life? That is the answer that they have been seeking. Is maybe it was, what is the secret to happiness? And it's like, when you find something beautiful, you treasure it and you become the emperor of it. The emperor has a long-term plan to keep it going, to keep it happy, to keep it healthy. The emperor themselves is happy and healthy when they're around this energy as well. So I really think that they've had this big breakthrough. They don't want to continue to roam this world alone, aging year by year, knowing full well that they're unhappy because they got a taste of something beautiful and not having ever taken charge of it and owned it and, come home and had that. In this case, it looks like a marriage. It really does. Now, I could be reading this in a very positive way. And in fact, this could be somebody that blew up their happy home, right? That tower falling could be they did something that wrecked their happy home and they got kicked on out. But I didn't see that. I didn't see lies, deception. I didn't see fighting. I didn't see any of that. I saw this as a person who, without realizing it, they found everything that they were looking for, but they just didn't realize that there's no reason to keep traipsing through this world alone, seeking other answers when they've actually already found what it is that they wanted. Maybe they didn't know this was the answer that they were looking for, though. Maybe they thought they had some other, like life purpose. Wow, look at this. 2 of Wands and the Lovers, Gemini energy here. It is definitely the difference between 2 different worlds, just like we saw with the Emperor versus the Hermit, 2 vastly different characters, two vastly different people that they could choose to be. And this is boiling down to this character has a choice to make. Which person do they want to be? The lonely, aging wanderer seeking wisdom, even though he's found it and will ignore it? Or does he want to become the emperor who has actually found something that matters so much? This is what he would want his legacy to be. He's kind of contemplating all of this and saying, I hold one world in my hands, and I used to think that was the best world because I didn't realize that there was a much bigger, more beautiful world that I could be a part of. I could hold this little, my hermit's journey seems puny by comparison to this other amazing world where it's not just me. I almost think that this person took themselves a little too serious. Like, I'm on the quest for knowledge. I'm on the quest for this. My career defines every aspect of my life, and I'm single because, I'm looking for the meaning of life. And they might have been like, started out with these very like lofty ideals, and they really were thinking about, finding meaning, but would fall kind of short and even come across as kind of pompous if it's like, yes, and now I must continue to be this lonely sojourner because I want people to see me as that and ask, what am I doing? And oh, I'm a lonely sojourner because I seek enlightenment, blah blah blah. When I've already fell in love with somebody, I found happiness, but I won't take part in it because my journey was the lonely sojourner. That was the identity I created for myself. This person is not falling into the like slippery slope of becoming like pompous, where it's like, my idea of what I'm supposed to be finding is so much more important than what I've actually found. And look, if this person wanted to stay single, was happier being single, that would be a whole different story. And I'm not saying that this person is pompous. I'm actually saying this person is brilliant enough and wise enough. They truly are a wise sage because they know the difference. When you find something a truth that you didn't expect to encounter, and it shrinks the importance of the journey you thought you were taking that used to be so meaningful to you. And now that lonely journey of the hermit seems small by comparison to what they could do with their life's legacy. They could build a life with somebody. They could love another person that they genuinely feel that way and they feel like it's divinely guided. Are they really going to turn up their nose and be like, no, my hermit's journey to seeking enlightenment is more important than what I just found that knocked my socks off? No, I think that this person has realized it would be ridiculous for them to stay out there moving on and thinking back to Sag and missing Sag, but not actually saying, I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought I was only in town for a little while and, I was traveling through, and because I didn't expect to meet you, even though I got a glimpse of what happiness felt like, because it wasn't on my agenda, that wasn't the truth I was looking for, then I can't be with you. That feels ridiculous. I just hadn't realized it until I actually walked away and it clicked in my mind. What am I doing? This is ridiculous. I want to be here. I want to be with you. I want to be back. I want to be in this because this is so much more important. It's like everything else kind of pales by comparison to the way they realized they felt about Sag. Yes, it's true. This person had it kind of like click a little bit late for them, because they had already moved on from Sag, because they probably, they got on that plane or they left, they moved on when their job said it was time to move on. But this is them coming back. And I don't really think it took them that long to figure this out. I look at the Wheel of Fortune and the World card both as like a sequence of like that year cycle or however many months are left in a year to complete a cycle. And this might have just been like 10 months or something. Or maybe this is happening in October, the 10th month. But it feels like it's very much still within this year time frame. I love the fact that they didn't realize that feeling a certain way about someone would rock their world and actually like show them there's another purpose beyond that which they thought they were seeking. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I actually really liked this character after all. Take care. Thank you, Sag, for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing.